You're listening to the Uncuffed Playlist. You're on the edge with BJ, your host with the most stories, your morning coffee. You just heard Show Me by Howard Hewitt. Before that, Computer Love by Roger and Zapp. And before that, Stairway to Heaven by the OJs. You know, sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. Me, I've been through a lot, but survived it. Most of my life I've been through trauma. Today's theme is about a little pigeon, a squab as they call them, was abandoned by her mother. My wife had went up to the attic and the owners of the house had found the little bird. Instead of them thinking about it, they wanted to just kill the bird and get it over with. You know, get the nest out the attic. So my wife took it up on herself and told him, you know, just because she loved all animals in human life, and told him, no, you're not gonna kill that bird, I'll take care of it. So she scooped the little bird out the nest. At the time, the bird was probably like 3 or 4 days old. So the bird was completely naked. So naked that you could see his heart, his kidneys, and his liver, all his organs functioning at the same time. And when you feed the bird, you can watch and see where the food goes. So when she got it home, she texted me and asked me, how could she take care of the bird? The first thing I told her to do is go get some corn and some pollen seeds, put them in the blender and grind it up and give it to the bird in a little test tube. So she took a little eardropper, squeezed up the food, tapped the bird on his beak. The bird started chirping and oiled his mouth wide open. She squeezed a few drops in there and then massaged the bird's throat so the food would go down. Well, 2 or 3 weeks later, the bird was doing fine, looking healthy, feeling healthy. Feathers that started growing, and then the bird finally took his first poop. When he took his first poop, I told my wife, I said, this bird is going to make it. So my wife was so happy that the bird was going to make it, she started taking the bird everywhere in the box because she didn't want to leave the bird behind so something could happen. So one day, my wife is in church and the bird passes out. Right there on the spot, my wife grabbed the bird by the beak, started giving the bird CPR and pressing on the bird's chest. The bird comes back to life. The whole church was shocked at seeing a grown woman giving an animal, a bird, CPR. So the church had praised her for doing that because a lot of people was like, what is you giving the bird CPR for? That's nasty. My wife was like, if that was you, wouldn't you want somebody to save your life? Afterwards, they praised her. She took the bird home. A couple of people gave her donations because they liked what she did. Well, as the bird started getting bigger and bigger, we named the bird Little Iggy. Well, Little Iggy was singing every day, going to work with my wife everywhere. She taking care of me. We was happy. Then finally one day, my wife decides to leave the bird at home. Well, when she got back home, sadly, Little Iggy had passed away. Unfortunately, this bird was born to die. The reason I told this story is because this bird reminds me of what the kids go through at the Shriners Hospital. You know, when they're born, sometimes some are born in bubbles, some are born with tubes everywhere. And parents sit by their bed all night hoping that the baby will pull through. The moral is, never give up, regardless of your situation. This song that you're about to listen to is Rainbow by Gene Chandler. I picked this song because Lil Iggy finally made it over the rainbow. You're listening to the Uncuffed Playlist. You're on the edge with BJ, your host.